It is such a pleasure, such a joy to be with everyone this evening on Simchat Torah to celebrate not only our love of Torah, but our love of those who bring Torah to life at Temple of Aaron. And so, our next part of our evening is honoring two very special people. I would like to first invite Rabbi Marcus up to the bima to present our Young Professional Award this evening.
So I'm so excited to present this award to somebody we just were saying truly feels the joy of Torah. And this is a joy that I felt since I was just a little kid. When my rabbi came up to me and said to me, he saw me reading the Chumash and he said to me, little boy, I was in like 5th grade, he said to me, every answer that you have is in this book. Everything you need, everything you're wondering is in this book. And from then on, I got tremendous joy. And it's very hard to meet people who have that same joy in learning Torah, and it's this guy right here, this person we're about to bring up. He is absolutely incredible, and what's amazing is his joy for Torah is so contagious that it just keeps catching one from the next person. It's unbelievable. It's so amazing to see him spread. First, his love of Torah through Berjewski, and now what will soon be the Twin Cities Beit Midrash, starting, what's the date again? November 6th at Razva. Do you know the place? That's where it's going to be. It's going to be amazing just to learn Torah. It's going to be incredible. And I cannot forget the amazing work that this man has done with allergies in our community. It was amazing. There were some people, some parents who had concerns about allergies and making sure that we're transparent of what we serve here. And it's amazing that parent and this congregant came up and just did an incredible job walking us through how we become more transparent with sharing allergies so we can make sure it's a safe place for all of our congregants, which is just absolutely incredible. He has shown this amazing sensitivity with each and every person who needs his help. Everybody who talked to says, this guy is sensitive. He can see me where I am, and he's such a good example of what a young leader looks like in our community, raising up the kavod of Torah, of Temple of Aaron, of our Jewish community, passing on that joy of Torah, not just in learning, but in being Torah, in doing Torah, in acting that out in everyday life. I can't wait to call up Dr. Joshua Dorn to this unbelievable award. Thank you. Dr. Dorn will address us in a moment. If anyone has any allergies, you could raise your hand.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the award. I appreciate it and the kind words. So I've only been a member here for about 4 years, and when I first walked in here 4 years ago, I was searching for something spiritually, but also literally, because I was sitting out here in the Shabbat morning service, and every time the rabbi would call out a page number, I would look down at my book, and I couldn't find where they were reading from. And Rabbi Rachel would call out another page number, I would look down, and I couldn't find it. And I was thinking, if they make it so hard here, maybe this isn't the place for me. And finally, my friend from childhood, Jeffrey Baldinger, he comes over to me. He's very kindly, he's like, bro, you took the wrong book. So I had this red Eitz Chaim book, which just says Torah, instead of the blue Siddur that everyone else was using. This was very embarrassing for me. I'm very proud, but I'm over it now. I've never made that mistake again. But to make it worse, I'm in a new place. I'm looking for, new friends. Are people friendly here? So I look around. I try to smile at someone. Do they smile back at me? But it's in the heat of COVID, and everyone has a mask on. I couldn't tell if they were smiling or scowling. I have no idea. But I've never made the Siddur mistake again, and things have improved a lot since then. And I did find what I was looking for, and more, even more than that. And I found a very special place with a special community. And it's a place where I really feel like I belong, and also a place where I'm really appreciated for what I bring to the table, which is really, I became like more religious in the past 5 years, and it really changed my life totally for the positive, doing the mitzvot and the daily Jewish rituals and all these things, and Torah. And I like to inspire other people to connect with their Judaism sort of in a similar way. And that's really actually valued here, and that's special because there's other places, and I've been to many of them, other communities, where I'm the same person doing the same thing, and I really don't provide as much value, just because of a different focus for different communities. And we read in our Simchat Torah, in the Torah we actually read something that indicates it's actually okay for these different communities to have a different focus. And so when Moses, he's about to die, and he's giving his final blessing to the Jews, and instead of one blessing for everyone, he gives a unique blessing to each individual tribe, because they each have a different focus. And so even though we as Jews, we all have the same general mission, it's okay for different tribes to have a different focus in different communities, and for different people to have a different place. And I've been lucky enough to find my place here. And it's really a thank you, especially to these two wonderful rabbis who set a vision for this place rooted in Torah, which I can really connect with. So I thank you both for all you've done for me personally and all your support. And to Cantor Josh, who's really helped me, like he's in a very selfless way, like he goes above and beyond to help me in many different ways, so I appreciate that. And I have to thank my family, who I love very much, my parents, who are mom and dad, who are so supportive to me, and Nani and Sam and Adam and Terry and David. And especially to my wife, Jordana, without whom none of this would be possible. And to Isaac and Kylie and Jonah, who are the inspiration for everything I do. And especially also to my friends in the entire community who accept me and give me a place where I can be myself. And there's a bunch of other people doing amazing work who deserve this award also. But for me, the award is just a sign that I'm in the right place, that I found the right Sidur, where I'm appreciated. And this really adds incredible meaning and purpose to my life, and there's no better feeling than that. Thank you. Chag Sameach.
Thank you, Josh. Our next award is the Ner Tamid Award. The Ner Tamid Award was established several years ago to recognize someone in our community who really goes above and beyond in a quiet way. Not necessarily someone who is president of the congregation or has their name on a broom. Someone who, in their quiet dedication and their volunteer work, really helps to make our community thrive. And I really can't think of anyone who deserves this award in quite the same way as our recipient today. So I would like to invite Gary Portnoy up to present our Ner Tamid Award.
So I'm going to start off by telling Dr. Dorn that I had that same problem. I couldn't find the page, and I was in the Chumash, and everybody else was in the Siddur. That was maybe 25 years ago. And I also found my place here. And I also found my wife here, so. As the rabbi said, the Ner Tamid Award was started, I think it was the year that we had our Jubilee here in the building. So it must have been 2006. And it's given every year to a person who has volunteered time and time again to make the Temple of Aaron community and the St. Paul community better. Tonight, it's my privilege to introduce someone whose work embodies the Jewish value of tikkun olam, preparing the world, ensuring that no one in the St. Paul community goes hungry. Wendy has learned about volunteering from her parents, who spent their lives volunteering at their synagogue and the larger community in Connecticut. Wendy's mom organized Shabbat dinners at the temple. She was the PTA president and an active board member of Hadassah and the National Council of Jewish Women. Wendy's dad was an active member of B'nai B'rith and a local and national leader of the Boy Scouts of America. Wendy's parents modeled the mitzvot of volunteering and giving back, and Wendy absolutely has learned that lesson. Wendy has dedicated her life to fighting food insecurity with both compassion and determination. Temple of Aaron partners with Neighborhood House, and Wendy regularly transports all the food that we bring and donate, and she brings it to the Neighborhood House. The Torah teaches us repeatedly of our obligations to care for the vulnerable, to leave the corners of our fields for those in need. Wendy lives this commandment every day. Food insecurity is not Wendy's only volunteer activity at the Temple of Aaron. Every year, Wendy organizes the Red Cross Blood Drive. This year, the blood drive is coming up in a few weeks, November 4th. Mark it on your calendar and plan to be here and make this the biggest donation that the Temple of Aaron can do. So I want to congratulate Wendy on being the Ner Tamid recipient this year and for setting a good example for the rest of us. You're well deserving. Come on up.
Thank you for this community recognition. I'm honored to receive the Ner Tamid Award, and I'm a bit uncomfortable. When I look out into the sanctuary, I see many dedicated members who are so involved in Jewish life at the Temple of Aaron, whether it be by studying Torah, regularly attending or leading services, teaching our youth, leading committees, participating in sisterhood programs, or providing many forms of philanthropy, just to name a few. We're a diverse, intergenerational community with many interests and talents, and that's how we thrive and we stay relevant. There are many ways to proudly live a Jewish life in our community. For me, it has evolved over time, becoming more deliberate when Tim and I began raising our children over 30 years ago, very far away from our family. It was important for us to find a vibrant synagogue with young families that shared similar ideas about how to practice Judaism, its religious beliefs, traditions, and rituals as defined by the Torah, while also incorporating modern interpretations of these practices into our everyday life. Being Jewish needed to be social, hands-on, active, open-minded, and meaningful. We wanted our children to be proud of being Jewish in a very non-Jewish world, comfortable in understanding and explaining why our beliefs and values were as rich and relevant and fun as others, and more importantly, would define most of the decisions we made together as a family. My Jewish beliefs keep me grounded most of the time, holding me accountable to something bigger than myself. It connects me to the resilient generations that came before, and it holds hope for a better future. I cherish the past wisdom and traditions of my grandparents and parents, taking pride in keeping kosher, gathering as a family for Shabbat dinners and prayers, attending services on most holidays, and incorporating old family recipes and traditions with new ones that always include giving back to the community, whether it be through tzedakah, volunteerism, or an active voice. This is the time of the year that we start new. reflect and decide how to be a better version of ourselves through the eyes of God. How do you show up for yourself, for your family, for the Jewish community, for others outside of our community that are in need? How do you teach these values to our children and grandchildren in ways that make sense to them? How do you actively participate in improving the broken world we live in? For me, it is by applying the lessons we can learn from the Torah and other midrash to the actions we take towards others every day. I believe in tikkun olam. Repairing the broken world starts with all of us. Through acts of service, we build community from within and out. We build relationships, find commonality, wrestle with our differences. We work together to foster positive change, practice empathy, and learn some respect. At Temple of Aaron, we've tried to embrace social action that's not political, but merely humanistic. Addressing food insecurity, donating blood to save lives, providing sick children with toys or crafts to bring some comfort during a difficult time, preparing homeless blessing bags, or gifting winter outerwear to families unable to purchase their own, all send a heartful message of hope and compassion. It reminds us that we were once strangers, that we are all created in God's image, and it is our collective responsibility to fix what is broken, or as Rabbi Tarfon said in Pirkei Avot, you are not obligated to complete the work, but neither are you free to desist from it. I recognize that this award is a shared achievement. Thank you to the rabbis, to Cantor, wherever you are, Cantor, Ken, the leadership of Mark and the recent board members, all of you, and of course my family, which does really include my chosen family that's here tonight, for supporting deliberate ways to engage our community in social action work. By working together, we teach our children practical ways to perform mitzvot, to build community, make a difference, and begin to repair the world. And last, even though, thank you, Gary, wherever you are, for already saying this, but here's my commercial since I have your attention. We started tonight by dancing with the Torahs, rejoicing over the ceasefire and the return of 20 living hostages who are back home in Israel. Let's honor them and our Jewish heritage through the gift of tzedakah and mitzvot. Please consider signing up for the blood drive on November 4th. Make a monetary donation or drop off one more grocery bag to support the food drive, which is running through October 31st and actually goes throughout the year. Or reach out to me with your ideas for future programs. The Social Justice and Action Committee is always looking for new volunteers to lead and assist us with our ongoing projects and create new meaningful ones that help our neighbors, friends in Israel, and keep us connected. Chag Sameach, and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
To Wendy, to Josh, we want to wish you a very hearty mazel tov for these very, very well-deserved awards. Cantor Josh, that's your cue.
Simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, Yehelanu, Lecho Yisrael, Yehelanu, Lecho Yisrael, mazel tov.
Mazal tov. We turn now to our Simchat Torah